Your heart. Most people think of it as a dumb pump, a muscle that squeezes until it gives out. But here's the thing nobody tells you. Your heart doesn't wait for permission. It keeps its own rhythm, generates its own electricity, and can even keep beating outside your body. Every single day it beats roughly 100,000 times, pumping about 7,500 liters of blood without you doing anything. This is how your heart actually works. And once you see the system, you'll never think of it as a pump again. It's a muscular organ about the size of your fist, weighing around 300 grams, tucked behind your breastbone. But it's not one pump, it's two working side by side. The right side sends blood to your lungs to pick up oxygen. The left side, the stronger one, fires it out to your entire body. Each side has a small antechamber, the atrium, and a powerful firing chamber, the ventricle. One squeeze, and roughly 70 milliliters of blood leave your heart. Every beat is that same, relentless routine. Fill, squeeze, rest, repeat, around 100,000 times a day. So what starts each beat? Not your brain, not a command from anywhere else. Your heart has its own pacemaker, a small cluster of specialized cells called the sinoatrial node, sitting in the wall of the right atrium. It fires about 60 to 100 times a minute at rest, and every single firing sweeps a wave of electricity across the heart. Muscles don't usually generate their own rhythm, skeletal muscle waits for instructions. But cardiac muscle is special. It is myogenic, meaning the signal starts inside the heart itself. Even a heart transplant beats on its own, with no nerve connection at all. That electrical wave is what doctors see on an ECG. The first little bump, the P wave, is the atria firing. Then the big spike, the QRS complex, the powerful ventricles. Then the T wave, when the heart recharges for the next beat. All of it takes less than a second, about 80 hundredths of a second for a whole cycle at 75 beats a minute. It's a precise, repeating pattern, like a piece of sheet music your body plays perfectly every time. And the instant that pattern breaks, your heart can't pump properly. That's what an arrhythmia is, the rhythm, not the pump, going wrong. So the pump works, but what does it actually do? It runs a loop, actually two loops, joined at the heart. The first loop is short, right side to the lungs where blood drops off carbon dioxide and loads up on oxygen. The second loop is the long one. Oxygen-rich blood races from the left side of your heart, through your arteries into every tissue and back through your veins. In total, your body holds about 5 liters of blood. And at rest, a single drop makes the full loop in about a minute. Every part of you is connected to that loop. The gut, the brain, the muscles, all of it. Now let's follow one red blood cell on its journey. It leaves the left side of your heart in a surge, into your aorta, the body's main highway. From there, it splits off into smaller and smaller roads, arteries, then arterioles, until it reaches the capillaries, the tiniest vessels in your body. They're so narrow, red blood cells have to pass through single file. And this is where the actual work happens. Oxygen and fuel pass out of the blood into your cells, and carbon dioxide passes back in. The exchange done, the cell rides the veins home, back to the right side of your heart, and the loop starts again. Scale that up and the numbers stop making sense. If you lined up every blood vessel in your body, arteries, veins, capillaries, they'd stretch for roughly 60,000 miles. That's enough to wrap around the Earth 2.5 times. Inside that network, around 25 trillion red blood cells are in constant motion, each one carrying oxygen on a protein called hemoglobin. They live about 120 days, then get recycled. And your bone marrow is manufacturing about 2 million new ones every second, just to keep the supply going. Here's the part most people get wrong. Your heart doesn't set the pace, it follows demand. Every muscle that moves sends a signal, give me more blood, more oxygen. At rest, your heart pumps about 5 liters per minute. Take a hard run and that number climbs to 15, 20, even 25 liters a minute in a trained athlete. The heart doesn't get stronger demands by working harder than it should. It adapts. With regular training, each beat gets stronger, and your resting heart rate drops. The famous athletic heart, beating 40 times a minute, isn't fragile, it's efficient. But here's the twist. The heart pumps blood to the whole body, yet it can't feed itself from the blood sloshing through its chambers. It needs its own supply lines, the coronary arteries, wrapped around the outside of the heart. At rest, they deliver about a quarter liter of blood per minute to the heart muscle itself. And when those supply lines get blocked, the muscle starves. That's what a heart attack is, not the pump suddenly failing, but its own fuel line getting cut. Most of the time, it's not a sudden clog either. It's plaque building up silently, for years, inside the artery wall. Plaque is the quiet enemy. It starts with tiny damage to the artery wall, from smoking, from high blood pressure, from poor diet and chronic stress. Your body patches the damage with cholesterol and inflammatory cells. Patch after patch, the buildup narrows the pipe and hardens it. Most people never feel a thing, right up until the day the plaque cracks and a clot forms on top of it, blocking the flow completely. The good news, arteries aren't just pipes that wear out. They're living tissue, constantly remodeling. What you do today actually changes how they heal and how they grow. So here's the boring toolkit, and it works. Move your body regularly, that's the single biggest lever. Zone 2 cardio and strength training a few times a week. Protect your sleep, because blood pressure and heart rate spike when you're sleep deprived. Eat real food, plants, fiber, healthy fats, and cut the ultra-processed stuff. Manage stress, because chronic stress keeps your heart in a state of constant alert. And don't smoke, it is the fastest way to damage the inside of your arteries. None of this is glamorous. No gadget can beat a body that moves, rests, and eats well. So here's the reframe. Your heart is not a time bomb. It's not a weak muscle waiting to fail. It's a durable, self-running system that follows the rest of your body, and it responds to everything you do. Move it and it gets stronger. Rest it and it slows down. Feed it well and its supply lines stay clear. This is the same thread running through this whole series: sleep, stress, the way your body stores energy, your gut, and now your heart. They're not separate organs. They're one system, working together. Protect the system, and the system protects you. If this changed how you think about your heart, share it with someone who treats theirs like a spare part. And subscribe, the series is called How It Works, and there's still a lot of body to cover. Thanks for watching.